Hey guys, I thought today I would do the TTC tag and go through all those questions with you. I know it's been floating around the YouTube TTC community for a couple years now, but I thought the questions were interesting, so I wanted to go ahead and do that. So we'll dive right in. The first question is, how long have you been TTC? We started trying to conceive right after we got married, which was November of 2013. We tried for a whole year, just, kind of spontaneously doing it without really, I wasn't charting, I wasn't doing anything really crazy to try to figure out when I was ovulating. We were just, newlyweds. And so then November 2014, we talked and we kind of decided that it wasn't happening, spontaneously. So we would start doing more. I would be more active in the trying to conceive process. So at that time I bought the OPKs, and I've been using the Clear Blue Advanced Ovulation Predictor, I think it's called. And so I've been using that one since then. We got pregnant then in February, and I had a miscarriage at 6.5 weeks in, I think it was the end of March. And then the beginning of April, I had a DNC. So since then, we have tried for 3 cycles, but officially for 2 because the doctor really wasn't okaying the first cycle that we tried. For a while now, I guess that would be like 2.5 years now. Question number 2. How many kids do you want to have? I would like to have 3. I think my husband would be fine with 1. I think we may end up compromising and having 2, but I know that I don't want to have an only child. I'd like for them to have siblings. So hopefully we will have 2 or 3. Question number 3, how old are you and your significant other? I'm 32 and my husband is 36. The next question is, what is your marital status? And we are married. What are the crazy things you do when TTC? I don't know that we really do anything crazy, but I did say that I would not do temping, and this month I started temping, and I actually really am getting into it. I like that it gives me more information about what's going on with my body. The only crazy part of the temping is that I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do it because that's when my husband gets up for work, and I always wake up when he gets up. And so now, instead of kind of waking up, turning off the alarm, and going back to bed, I wake up, take my temperature, chart it, I get up, I take my synthroid dose, and then I go back to bed. And that just gives me a consistent wake up time to use for my temperature charting. Other than that, I don't think there's really too much else that we've done that's been anything crazy. I do to kind of elevate my hips after BDing, just in case. I know I'm a nurse and I should know that that really doesn't have any effect on it, but hey, you never know. So I try to give, all the little guys the best chance of getting to their destination. Does your husband know all about TTC? Yes. He knows from me. He's not the type that's going to go research things on his own, but I talk to him about it all the time. He's my person, he's involved in it, I think he should know what's going on. So, he knows, when I ovulate, he knows when AFs do, he knows, if I'm concerned that I'm not ovulating a certain month, he knows that. I keep him up to date with all my doctor's appointments and what's going on. So, yeah, he's pretty involved in it. Next question, have you been diagnosed with any type of infertility? No, not yet. We were getting worked up for infertility when we found out we were pregnant. And they had only started with the ultrasound of my uterus to make sure there was nothing abnormal going on in that area. And that came back fine. They had ordered a bunch of lab work like progesterone and I think maybe luteinizing hormone. So they had ordered some different levels. And I hadn't gotten those drawn because they wanted them on specific days of my cycle, and that was when I found out that I was pregnant, so I never restarted my cycle. And when I had gotten pregnant and I had a miscarriage, they didn't want us to move forward with that because they said that we could get pregnant naturally, and they didn't feel we needed any kind of intervention or, you know, extra workup to see what the problem was. I feel a little concerned about that because it took us over a year to get pregnant the first time, and with, you know, my husband and I being a little bit older than, you know, in our 20s or something where we have a lot of time to kill and, you know, we can wait lots of cycles. I think I would like to have more testing done. I'm going to give it a couple more months. If we don't get pregnant, then I'm going to ask to be referred to a fertility clinic, the local fertility clinic here in my town. We also, the same thing happened with like the semen analysis. We didn't get to doing that. We had plans to do it like over the weekend, and then I found out that I was pregnant before then. So again, that was another test that we never actually completed. Next question. What keeps you busy during your 2-week wait? I have a lot of hobbies. I like to run. I like to hike. I like to bike. I am an avid reader. I work full-time. I'm going to school full-time. I also crochet because I'm like a little old lady in a 30-year-old's body. I don't know. My dogs, playing with my dogs, that definitely keeps me busy. Otherwise, I don't know. Sometimes it seems like a 2-week wait drags out, but not usually. I think that I keep myself pretty busy for the most part. What days do you usually ovulate? Before I had my miscarriage, I usually ovulated between days 7 and days 10. But now that I have had the miscarriage, my cycle's been a little bit abnormal, and I'm not 100% sure. It looks like, based upon my temping, that I ovulated on cycle day 14, but my OPK this cycle told me that I would have ovulated on the 10th. So I'm not sure is the answer for that one right now. Usually I do ovulate early though. The next question is, what gender are you hoping for? I would take either a boy or a girl. I would be really happy to have either. But with my last pregnancy, for some reason I really thought that I was going to have a girl. I just had this intuition. And my sister-in-law was pregnant around the same time, and she has 2 little boys already, so this is her 3rd pregnancy. And so I lost my baby, but shortly after that, we found out that she's having a girl. So there's going to be a little girl in the family. So there's that positive note out of that. How many pregnancy books do you have? None. No pregnancy books. I will hold off on buying any kinds of pregnancy books until I'm actually pregnant. I don't want like little reminders laying around that if, you know, it doesn't happen. And I think that the more like little reminders or things that I buy like for pregnancy before I'm pregnant would just kind of, you know, add additional stress to the situation. The next question is, how many home pregnancy tests do you take in each cycle? That's kind of embarrassing because it's probably a lot. I have on hand right now, I have a digital test, 3 first response tests, and like 20 maybe WANFOs, and that was out of a pack of 50. So I have quite I usually use, you know, a good bit. This cycle I feel like I've done pretty good so far. I think I've only tested twice, which I don't want to say what cycle day I'm on, but it's too early probably to even know anything. For some reason, I just feel like I have to test, and that's why I get the WANFOs. I use the cheapies. If I see anything like, you know, iffy on the cheapie, then I'll go to the first response. And if the first response looks iffy, then I'm going to the digital. But so far, since my miscarriage, I haven't had any need to use the first response or the digital, unfortunately. So next question is, what designs or themes do you have for a nursery? I don't know, I kind of like the idea of giraffes, and I don't know if it would be like in conjunction with other zoo animals or just giraffes themselves, but I think giraffes are really cute, so maybe some kind of giraffe type theme. I showed my husband this picture of this really like gorgeous nursery that had gray walls. I think it had polka dots or something, maybe stars, but he thought that a gray nursery was depressing, so we will not be having any type of a gray nursery, unfortunately. But it's something that we'll plan later, like once I'm pregnant. The next question is, do you plan to do a pregnancy vlog when you conceive? Yes, absolutely. I want to transition this vlog into a pregnancy vlog and just, you know, continue to update you guys throughout my pregnancy. And I don't know, the other vloggers that I watch that do that, I kind of like to see the whole story. The next question kind of leads right into it. Which YouTubers do you like to watch? I have a lot of people that I've subscribed to, but as far as TTC people that I watch like regularly, like all their videos that pop up, definitely the first person I started watching was a girl called Maddie B. And when I started watching her, she already was pregnant. And so she has her rainbow baby, and the baby's healthy and doing great, and she has tons of videos, but I love her upbeat attitude. So she was the first person that really like inspired me to do these. But then as far as people that are still TTC and like on the same page as me, Samantha J, Dolly Joy, I think it is. I'm scrolling through my YouTube list here. Ashley Dawn, I really like her updates. She also has a great attitude about everything as well. Meg, Smarty, and Steve-O, I'm pretty sure they're still TTC, but she does vlogs about other things as well. And let me see here. I know there's other people. Miriam S. and Abby TTC Dreambound 88. So those are the ones that are like, you know, I definitely watch every video that they put up. And there's lots of other ones that I could sit here for a while and tell you all of them, but those are the main ones that I'm not going to miss one of their videos. What have you bought for your future baby? Again, I don't want to buy things until I'm actually pregnant, but the last time that I was pregnant, I did buy a few things to announce the pregnancy to my husband. And one was like a white knit cap with like ears on it, almost like a polar bear type thing. So I have the little hat and then matching booties. And then the last thing that I bought, I think, was like a white bib that matched it as well. So those three things are the only things that I bought for a baby. And the last question is, do you have a birth plan? And no. I would be fine with any type of birth. You know, if I have to have a C-section, if I can have it vaginally, I definitely, you know, I'm going to want the medication. But, you know, they all get the same result. So I am fine with whatever happens as far as my birth plan. So that is my TTC tag. That's all the questions. I'll put the questions below. If any of you ladies that follow me haven't done it yet, I'd love to see you doing the TTC tag as well. I don't think Samantha has done it, so I'll call her out and hopefully she'll do the TTC tag also. So baby dust to everybody, and talk to you soon.